Oof. My God, just when you think that the NFL season is going to it can't all be bad, right? Like it can't all be bad. There's got to be some hope. Like, yeah, sure, we lose Justin Jefferson, but at least you know what? You took a swing and you still have Justin Fields.
Do we?
Do we? Is anything real anymore? Welcome to the
It's been
NFL.
brutal. It's been brutal. Week 7 was tough. Your week finished off with a bad beat. Dustin made a bet, a 5-leg parlay. All he needed was Justin Herbert not to throw a pick in the game. And
With a minute and a half left, I had the entire thing put together, and he just needed to not throw an interception, and he did.
Yeah.
And it hurts. I'm still reeling from this catastrophe.
I made $100. So as a
Hey.
team, we did okay.
All right, I'll take it.
Bet
I'll take
10.
it.
Bet 5 won 100.
I don't know
20
if
times your
my-
money.
Shoot, did I? I didn't win any money on DraftKings either. So I mean, that's, what can you do? We'll get them next week.
You try again.
Yeah, we'll just try again. We'll just try again.
We had
we're getting
touchdowns. We had injuries. We had what the fuck was that moments of the week.
there. Golly.
It all starts with the rundown. It is 10:37 Central. I say we jump right into it.
Let's get into it.
I'm gonna dive in to the rundown. I'll be exhausted because it's like a triathlon.
Yeah.
Welcome to the rundown. The Chiefs crushed the Broncos on Thursday night. It feels like that was a week ago, but it was not. Travis Kelce, another day at the office, 9 catches, 124 yards, doing tight end one things. Rumblings of Denver getting ready to blow it up and have a fire sale. As they should.
Load up.
They suck dick. Rashee Rice, catching my eye now, Dustin. When you watch that game, he looks like a pony, if you will. An SMU pony all grown up into a thoroughbred and NFL player.
Okay.
I am throwing temperature checks out for Rashee Rice in redraft.
Redraft. Whoa.
I think he's one
right.
Chiefs injury away from a really nice role in the second half. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Tennessee Titans 24-16. Ryan Tannehill gets hurt. Looks like an ankle sprain. Derrick Henry looks solid. A sentence
right.
we've become very accustomed to. 97 yards and a score on the ground. Ravens' weapons are going to be pretty inconsistent, it feels like, all year long. Zay
No
Flowers, Mark Andrews produced. Flowers found the end zone. Andrews did not. But even those two guys will let you down. Sam Howell, your guy, by way of my guy,
Okay.
leads the Washington Commanders to get the win versus the Atlanta Falcons. Howell, a QB 1 through 6 weeks, Dustin. Hey now.
Okay. Okay.
We're a third
Jeez.
of the way through. This is not a small sample size anymore. Jahan Dotson, though, completely invisible so far. I am very frustrated with him. Had high hopes. On the Atlanta side, Drake London and Kyle Pitts both had really nice days. Kyle Pitts even scored a touchdown in the NFL. Go figure. Maybe we can start both of these guys with confidence going forward. Are we there that quickly?
No.
I am with London. The projection of, is it projection? Trajectory. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
The trajectory of Drake London has
there.
been really nice recently. I think he continues to see very valuable work.
Love it.
The Minnesota Vikings beat your Chicago Bears. What a drastic change from what the excitement level was last week for the Chicago Bears. We started the show screaming that the Bears are here.
Yeah.
Not only did they lose,
Ugh.
but they lost Justin Fields. It hurts all of us. I know between you and I, we have about 300 shares of Justin Fields, so that one hurts. Fields dislocates his thumb. Now all the weapons feel a little bit shaky, including DJ Moore. You're probably going to start him anyway, but everybody in Chicago now is a question mark.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Alexander Madison on the Viking side of the ball outtouches Cam Akers 22-2. This is not a split. This is the Dalvin Cook treatment.
They trust him. They lost a guy that they trust in JJ. They needed to go back to someone they know works in their system. I get it. It makes sense. You're not. just
He's
gonna throw
also
everything
really
at Cam.
good.
He gets it done when there's volume sometimes. Sure, he's just not. I don't know. Really good is what I would say.
The
but-
comparison
oh, well,
of
if you're
him to Dalvin Cook is not fair.
Oh.
Prime
No, of
Dalvin
course
Cook
not.
is as elite as there
course
is in
not.
the league, but Madison's still a good NFL player. He produces fine. He always has.
Sure. Yep.
Sloppy game all around. Vikings looked lost without Justin Jefferson, much like our fantasy teams who had Justin Jefferson, you included. The Bengals get
missed.
the win versus the Geno I'm a fraud Smith-led Seahawks.
Oh, come on.
Tyler I'm still here Lockett leads Seattle in receiving, going over 90 yards. I feel like we're going to be saying this
Yes.
when he's 47 years old.
He is still here.
Kenneth Walker III scores yet another touchdown. Other than the rest of the weapons in this one, other than that, the rest of the weapons in this one are fairly quiet. Down goes Brock Purdy. Big cock Brock.
Ugh.
It was not his fault. He put them in a situation. Here's what had to happen for Brock
Oof.
Purdy to lose an NFL game for the first time. Rain, Christian McCaffrey injury, Deebo Samuel injury, Jake Moody missing from 41 yards for the win after Brock Purdy drove them 50 yards down the field and got him in position.
Yeah.
Hurts my heart to see Brock Purdy lose. He doesn't deserve to do such a thing. Jerome Ford, RB20 so far on the season. Is this real, Dustin?
No.
He won't
I
finish
mean-
inside the top 20 this year?
I don't think so. I don't.
Nick
think so.
Chubb's not coming back.
I think at the end of the year, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
He doesn't excite me either. Amari Cooper does. Goes over 100 yards without Deshaun Watson. 4 catches, but they were nasty. Amari Cooper looked every bit of an incredible talent that he is.
Damn right.
The Miami Dolphins double up Carolina 42-21. Panthers still suck. Panthers are still winless, I believe. Raheem Mostert, RB1 overall on the week with 3 touchdowns. That was
Yeah.
somebody's big pick of the week. It was obvious, but I did say number 1 on the week, and he did do so. I wish I had more of Tyreek Hill, 163 yards
have
and a
enough.
touchdown. Jalen Waddle also scores. Everybody does the Waddle. Everybody eats for Miami, including Tua Tagovailoa. Adam Thielen stays in fuego. Dustin, since week 2, he is your number 3 overall receiver. What the
He-
fuck?
Look, man, he ages like a fine wine. I
That's
don't know, like,
ridiculous.
that's just wild.
Number 3 overall, he was going outside the top 12 rounds.
Sure. I mean, look, I knew in PPR leagues, like, there's no one else on that team. Whether he can keep it up for an entire season, I'm not willing to make that bet. But
Not
right
wide
now,
receiver 3, but
No, but even
a top 15 guy.
I don't think so. Not the rest of the season.
barring health.
I think that's kind of a huge bar for him. Like,
News in Carolina was they are changing who's calling the plays. It will no
Sure.
longer be the head coach. It will be a new offensive coordinator.
yeah,
Does that affect Thielen? Probably a little bit. Every change does. Chuba Hubbard steps in nicely for Miles Sanders and delivers a great plug-and-play option. Many teams will have won their matchup this week because of Hubbard.
sure.
Travis Etienne, your
Love him.
second favorite Travis in this world. Let's fucking go, Etienne. Jags beat the
killing 'em.
Colts in a Minshew revenge game. RB2 on the week, RB3 on the season. What a fun thing to let roll off my tongue. He hath arrived, if you will.
Oh.
Is that something
Wow.
people say? He hath arrived?
I guess. I don't think people. I don't think it's something people have said.
Okay. The hath said?
No, no one
Moving
says
on.
that.
Christian
Oh,
Kirk
God.
outscores Calvin Ridley again. 4 out of 6 weeks so far, Kirk has outscored Ridley.
I don't want to say I told you so, but
You did.
I
I,
was
did not
scared.
see it coming. Michael Pittman, 9 for 109 was solid. Josh Downs scores again. Zach Moss outscores Jonathan Taylor again.
jeez, I did not see that.
Fuck
coming.
my life.
Oof.
The Super Bowl bound Houston Texans, according to Eric Finkston, take down the New Orleans Saints. 26 touches and 100 yards
Wild.
again for Alvin Kamara. He has been well worth
Wild.
the wait.
Yeah, I would say so.
If all it takes is beating the shit out of somebody in an elevator to produce these numbers,
Oh, my
more people
God.
should do it. You hear that, Jonathan Taylor?
my
Get in an elevator, pick somebody, go to town, pay your 3-game suspension.
Oh, wow.
Olave, Shaheed, Collins, and Schultz get it done through the air. Schultz now up to tight end 6 after 3 very, very solid weeks. Damian Pierce is likely too late to sell for any real value. We've been screaming to sell him for weeks now.
Yeah,
Outtouched
no
by
joke.
Devin Singletary. This is a slow death for Damian
It's
Pierce.
awful. It's pretty terrible.
The no one gives a fuck game of the week belongs to Vegas and New England. Josh Jacobs, another 27 touches. Jacoby Myers beats out Devontae Adams again. Devontae Adams, 2 catches. If you drafted him in the second round, you're pretty pissed off right about now.
Yep.
Ramondre Stevenson finds the end zone finally, and Kendrick Bourne leads the Patriots in receiving. Both quarterback situations, we will come back to these later, but man,
Yeah.
they are ugly right now for the Patriots and the Raiders. The Rams shut out the Cardinals in the second half, win the game 26-9. Kyron Williams, RB3 on the week, but gets hurt.
Unbelievable.
Should not be too long, though. I think 1 to 2 weeks for Kyron. Cooper Kupp is fully back. Vintage Cooper Kupp, 7 for 148 and 1. Puka Nacua did not do too much, but do not panic. Still start Puka. They only threw 24 passes in this game. They
Sell him to
ran
me.
all over the Cardinals.
Sell him to me. I'll take Puka.
I agree. He's going to be fine. Cardinals' weapons sucked. Cardinals sucked. End of story there. We've got 3 more.
Wait, hold on. What about Imari DiMarcado? Did he die?
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently
crazy.
he was a backup in college for a reason.
I'm crazy.
The
Crazy.
Jets beat the unbeaten. Down goes Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Gary Wilson, and Brees. And even DeAndre Swift, one of our favorites here, have very good fantasy days once again. But man, Devontae Smith is killing owners right now.
Yeah, really glad that he's on none of my teams.
Falls outside of the top 30 on the season. We will circle back to Smith here in a little bit. Eagles lose a lot of people. Their office elimination survivor pools and parlay bets. A lot of people angry at Philly this week. The Detroit Lions get to 5-1, handling the Buccaneers. Goff continues to get it done and does so to Amon-Ra St. Brown. 12 catches on 15 targets, 124 and a score. And even Jamison Williams finds the end zone on a bomb, doing what he does. David Montgomery will miss a few weeks. Yet another chance in the next couple for Jahmyr Gibbs to show us what he's got. Hopefully it's something better than what we've seen.
Yeah, I think they might be on a bye, though. I think they're coming up on the bye.
This week,
Oof. Yeah, I think so. Oof.
to be determined.
Yeah.
1 to 10, are you
I'll
sure?
look into that.
Okay.
Look into that.
Chris Godwin leads the Bucs in receiving, but no one really got it done for Tampa Bay. And finally, the Bills hold on and escape the New York Giants. Escape the New York Giants? The Bills?
Goodness.
What are we doing? The Bills have one of their token, we have no idea how to beat bad teams games. Stephon Diggs, James Cook, and Saquon all with very solid yardage days, but it feels like there was so much more meat on the bone for the Bills in this game.
Yeah.
You're not happy with what the Bills gave you. Saquon Barkley was fed, and it felt like 1 versus 11 at times, but he looked very solid. I expect a healthy Barkley over the second half of the year to be very reliable. And that was the rundown.
Yeah. Turns out, no, the Lions do not have a bye. They face the Ravens this week.
All right, fire up Jahmyr Gibbs.
If he plays.
And don't
Fire
sit
up
Amon-Ra St. Brown this
Craig
week.
Reynolds?
I think Gibbs will be back.
I hope so. I really hope so.
That's all I have for the rundown. I need to get
Wow.
oxygen.
Yeah.
Feeling a little lightheaded. That was a lot of information really quick.
Yeah. Why don't we move on into some buy low guys? Because we have quite a few. There's no shortage of opportunity to buy low on some guys.
Oh, wow. We have a background filled with white graphics. That's a really nice move by myself. Let's go
That
ahead
was
and
really
throw that
good.
up there.
That's really good.
Let's just block our whole
Yeah,
faces.
all of our faces. We don't have.
Good job, Travis.
That's good.
The price is wrong, bitch.
All right. Check in next week when our graphics actually work. Anyway, buy low. Look, it's still Devonta Smith. Okay, like you said, he's outside the top 30 wide receivers. People are not happy.
No.
No. But I think you and I will agree that he's bound for bounce back. I mean, we knew that the weapons in this offense were going to be powerful. They were going to be inconsistent. Just because there's so many of them. It's very similar to what you get in like the 49ers in terms of you can't have everybody having a career day. You know, it's AJ Brown's the one. Devonta
But
Smith
holy
is still
shit, how
good.
many in a row? How many in a row is it going to be before it's like, okay, it's finally his turn? When he's
Sure.
on your
I mean,
bench, probably.
He needs a squeaky wheel game. You know, I mean that's my
You have to
opinion.
start him and just live with it.
Yeah, you have to. You spend
right.
too much draft capital on him.
Jonathan Taylor, are you buying low on Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, look that.
Not only did the owner that drafted Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
wait 4 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
it's been 2 shitty weeks so far.
Yeah.
6 weeks of
not
nothing,
looking great.
basically, is
I
a
think he'll
long
be-
time.
Yeah, I think he'll be coming back. I mean, obviously, there's nothing holding him back, right? I mean, they're ramping him up. He's got the contract. I mean, obviously, the downgrade in the offense now that Gardner Minshew is likely the starter the rest of the way.
Yep.
That offense doesn't really have an enticing ceiling, but I think Jonathan Taylor is. Honestly, I think Zach Moss has played too well to not get any work.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Taylor can be a hopeful low end running back one.
It has to lead. It has to start to become a 60 to 60 40, 65 35
Sure.
deal.
But I don't know that you can't put the genie back in the bottle with Zach Moss. You know, I don't. It's not that he's some otherworldly talent, but I don't. I think you're going to need more guys in this offense than just Jonathan Taylor now. And maybe we don't see. I think it's more likely that Jonathan Taylor finishes as an RB2 now, just because of how inefficient this offense is going to be.
I'll say this: if the Jonathan Taylor owner is stuck on the name and thinking, "I'm not selling him," that will change over the next 2 weeks. It might not. I do think it will. They have Cleveland, and you just try again after Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is solid,
They're
very solid. Just kept in check Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers.
Right.
Which these Colts are nowhere near. So if Taylor has another quiet game, which I am expecting against Cleveland, you might have another bye chance next week.
That's fair. Yeah, Christian Watson then. Let's talk about him. Has not exactly popped off any of the 3 touchdown games that we saw last year. He's playing with Jordan Love. We're almost halfway through the fantasy regular season. And they're past a bye week, so you're really hoping that he gets rolling in the second half of the year. What do you think, Travis? Are you buying low on Christian Watson?
I am. He's my favorite buy low on this list. It's week 7. The bye week is now behind Green Bay. They needed it. Their offense had a sputtering game. They need Aaron Jones back healthy. I think they come out and start to get going on offense in a big way. I have this down for Aaron Jones, but I'll go ahead and talk about it here. Their next 5 weeks are
For sure.
against Denver, Minnesota, the Rams, Pittsburgh, and the Chargers.
Yeah.
These are not stifling defenses, particularly the first 2. If you wait 2 more weeks to try to go get Christian Watson, you could be 2 100-yard game and a touchdown game away. I mean, too late. You're going to be too late because Christian Watson is about to do it.
For sure. I agree. He is rolling. Would you prefer him or Devonta Smith?
I think you can, if you have Devonta Smith, I think you can move him and get Christian Watson and another piece that you need in your lineup. And I probably would do that because I think Christian Watson matches or outscores Devonta Smith from here on out. We've seen from the Eagles enough. Like 6 weeks is not 2 weeks.
Sure.
It's A.J. Brown is the clear 1A right now.
Right.
Goddard got 8 targets. DeAndre Swift is getting work. I think he had 8 targets or 8 catches.
Yeah.
Like that role's not there yet. And like you said, we're almost halfway through the season. Christian Watson, with his schedule, with the bye week behind him, there's a lot of arrows that are pointing me towards Watson. And you can get a small piece. You can get a Watson and Zach Moss and flex Zach Moss. Like, you can get guys that can help you right now. T. Higgins is the final buy low for me. He has played in 5 games.
Okay.
Of those 5, he has 0 points and then a monster 2-touchdown game, 28.9.
Yeah.
He's followed those with an injured game, a 4.1, a 3.9, and a 4
Okay.
in PPR. That 28.9 feels like a year ago. Now they have a bye week, and then they come out of the bye to San Francisco and Buffalo the next 3. That manager may not have a choice but to avoid that stretch.
It's fair.
He's done nothing. He's given them 1 game. Again, 6 weeks is a lot. If you get 1 good game from somebody you drafted in the 3rd round, you're going to be willing to move them. You can go buy T. Higgins for cheaper than you should be able to, and he's matchup proof. Yes, San Francisco and Buffalo are good, but I don't care. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow don't come out of your lineup when healthy, and he will be coming out of the bye.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. T. Higgins is someone I would definitely target. What about some guys that you would sell for T that may be on your rosters? Maybe they've been producing more than they were expected to.
Guys you can move for T. Higgins would be Jacoby Myers, who is currently wide receiver 13.
He's having
That's
a good
not
season.
who he is.
You know, I think that there's more uncertainty in that offense, especially now that we're seeing some rumblings that Josh McDaniel might be on the way out if they don't start winning games. Who knows what that does to Devontae Adams? I'm not as sold.
Jimmy G's hurt.
Sure.
Devontae
Jacoby's been
Adams.
producing.
I mean, yeah, but Devontae Adams has to claim that 1A back. Like, he's still that dude. It's just been a weird couple weeks.
Sure. I'd rather Jacoby Myers over this next guy that we have, though.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
12 points per game over the last 3 games. That is sellable. But
sure.
it's the same thing. Ryan Tannehill is hurt, much like Jimmy G. Treylon Burks will be coming back. He will start to eat into that workload some. It's time to move on from the Titans in general.
Yeah. I think you have to. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree.
We do have another name. Aaron Jones.
Okay. You didn't mention him with Christian Watson for sure.
Aaron Jones, we said it last week, try again. Their schedule is insane. Again, Denver, Minnesota, Los Angeles, like they're going to tear it up. And they have missed him big time. A.J. Dillon has been okay, but Aaron Jones is a game-breaking talent. We have a picture of Aaron Jones for all of you listening that do not know who Aaron Jones is. He
Right.
is the definition of give me the damn ball. I'm that dude.
Yeah. He
Swagged
definitely looks that way. Let's talk about some sell highs. I'll start it off. Number 1 guy, it's got to be Derrick Henry. Look, if you watch this game and if you're just stat and box score hunting, you're going to look at him. He had 96 yards. He had a touchdown. You probably heard about, breaking off this big run. That's a highlight. Sell it. Use it.
Saved him.
Cut that clip and send it to the guy who wants Derrick Henry. Because, look, if you watch that game, he is not getting those huge running lanes like he used to. They're able to key in. And now, with Tannehill hurt, this offense is not going to move. So I would suggest probably getting out of the Derrick Henry business and going after another running back. Perfect example, a guy we just mentioned, Travis. Would you rather have Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor right now?
Oh, boy. I'm probably still going to hold Derrick Henry until we see something from Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. What about, let's see, trying to think of another name. Joe Mixon.
Derrick Henry.
They kind of feel like the same.
They do. Joe Mixon has been a consistent RB2.
Yeah.
but RB2 as in 20 to 24. Like he's not
Right.
climbing inside of that unless he finds the end
Right.
zone.
yeah.
Derrick Henry's going to have those weeks where he gets 90 and like Tennessee had every chance to give him the ball on the one,
For sure.
and they
sure.
chose Malik Willis naked bootleg.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry wasn't even on the field. What the fuck are we doing? You're on the one.
Yeah, we're seeing more Tajay Spears, and nothing against them. They just have other guys to give the ball to now. And
Derrick
not
Henry
what you
gets
want.
moved at the trade deadline.
Oh,
No way he's still there. There's no
God,
way.
I would love to see him with the Bills.
Why would Tennessee not move on?
I mean, it would make sense. It would make
They're
sense.
clearly going into a rebuild. Hopkins is out of there.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's out of there.
Sure. It would make sense to trade them at the trade deadline, get something for them.
Right.
You know?
You have zero chance at winning in the playoffs.
I mean, I think a lot of it's going to hinge on how long is Tannehill out. Do they think they have any shot with Willis
They
or
suck with
Levis?
Tannehill. They're toast.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We'll move on to our next guy. Devontae Adams selling high. You just said that you think that he's going to retake that 1A role. I don't know if it's
Enough to push Jacoby back from wide receiver 13, but
I feel
not
like
for
he's
what you could get for him.
feel like he is more of a buy low for much of the same reason that we think Derrick Henry could go to a better situation.
You
Not
think
saying
he
that they
leaves?
Look, with the way NFL players move, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to leave mid-season. Just because I think the Raiders will be stubborn, but maybe he is more of a sell high. He's a wild card because I can kind of see him saying, "I'm not going to put myself through it and just be done with the season." At some point, just because like if the team kind of implodes and they're not going anywhere, Devontae Adams, I don't see doing that. You know,
Adams or Waddle?
oh Waddle.
Adams or Christian Kirk?
Right now, ooh, I'd rather. This is gonna sound awful, but I think I'd rather have Christian Kirk.
Adams or Ayuk?
I'd rather have Ayuk.
So you can sell him and get those guys plus something small.
You think you can?
That name,
Maybe.
that name carries
Maybe.
so much weight.
Sure. Honestly, I'd go after. I would try to go after.
Not only
Yeah.
do you want those other guys, you can easily get them and probably something small, or do a 2 for 2
Sure.
and get 2 good ones for Adams and something shitty.
I don't mind it. I'm even thinking like if you want another comparable piece to Adams in that same tier, and right now it doesn't seem nice, but a guy that's very much in the same position, you know, not in I don't know, probably not as good of a situation, but you can get a piece on top of it is probably DJ Moore. You know, Justin Fields is injured. He's going to be the wide receiver one on a bad team. But you
Fields
can
is only
also-
going to miss a couple weeks. He's going to come the second
Sure.
half of the year with DJ Moore is going to be electric, just like it has been. I think that's a great
yeah.
call. Devontae Adams for DJ Moore and probably something.
Yeah, a startable piece, I think.
Yeah. Gabe Davis, I'm selling. I don't think he's
easily.
wide receiver 16. We said this last week when he was
Yeah.
13. It's going to
Yeah.
start to slowly fade. Even if it's 3 or 4 spots, it's like, oh, yeah, he was wide receiver 13. He's only at 16 now. Like, guys,
Yeah.
relax. Sure, until it's 19, 22,
He's a
25.
bye week guy that
Yeah.
you can sell. You can sell that, hey, you have, whoever going on a bye next week, you could use the wide receiver 16. You could
Yeah.
use a big play guy in this offense.
Sell it.
And Sell it. Yeah, know the narrative around your guys. Don't just say, hey, here's a crappy player for your good player. Like, there are good and bad circumstances surrounding good players and bad players all the time.
Yes.
Let's-
segment. New
with
segment
all-
tonight.
Yeah.
Due to
with
your frustration?
with all due respect, fuck off.
A
Jerry
great title
Jeudy.
for a new segment here on Losing Sucks.
Jerry Jeudy was wide receiver 65.
He is wide receiver
He
65.
is. Oh God, he is wide
on the
receiver
season.
65.
Why the fuck do we keep giving Jerry Jeudy chances? Why?
I just.
It's because of
Alabama-
his name.
It
If his
is. It
name was
honestly
like
is.
Mike Brown or some basic shit,
Yeah.
we would not care.
God. Yeah,
It's Jerry
awful.
Jeudy. Like, something about it sticks in your head, and so you stick him in your lineup, and then you want to stick a fucking fork in your eye.
Yeah,
Fuck off, Jerry Jeudy. Thank you, respectfully.
Yeah. The next person we'd like to, with all due respect, fuck off. George Kittle. Why you have it? Why does it have to be tight end 1 or tight end 45?
There's
Look,
no in between.
and that's just a tight end position. But also, if you watch that game, it was ugly. It's in Cleveland.
It's
It didn't
not the
look
tight end
great.
position for his price.
Sure, absolutely. And that's the
If
risk
you're
you run.
paying a 5th round price, I don't want tight end 45 3 out of every 4 weeks, and then you go off when I'm mad at you.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I got nothing for it. Actually, that
We need some reliability out of George Kittle. That's all we're asking for.
Sure.
You don't have to give me tight end 1 weeks. Just give me a lot of tight end 4, 5, 6 weeks. That's what I need at tight end.
Yeah.
Tight end 45 kills me. George Kittle, I
is tough.
love you. You're a hell of a blocker, but you're pissing us off.
Yeah. Jesus, get your shit together, George.
I have some fantasy trivia for you, Dustin, real
God.
quick.
All
It
right.
is 6 questions.
Yeah.
Dustin has no idea what I'm about to ask him.
I just saw this segment. I'm
Let's-
very interested.
It was a sneak attack, if you will.
My
Dustin, which wide receivers lead the league in targets? Give me the top 3.
The top 3. Okay. Well, you're probably looking at Puka Nacua. You're probably looking at. Probably is Jamar Chase up there?
Yes.
Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, and God, who else is one? Jacoby Myers. I have no idea.
Nope. It is Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. That makes sense. He gets peppered.
The most points in 2023 so far have been scored by who?
The most points in fantasy. God, what? I kept wanting to think that was Puka. For a while, it was.
The most points scored in all
wait.
of fantasy.
Oh, I'm thinking like outside of quarterback. Okay, well then that's probably going to be. Was that? It wasn't Justin Fields.
It's not.
No.
Through
God,
6
yeah.
weeks,
Through 6 weeks? No.
including tonight.
Now Kirk Cousins had some blunders there. That one's Josh Allen?
It is Josh Allen.
Okay.
Well done. Most points outside of quarterbacks and Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. I mean, is that still Puka?
It is not.
Damn. All right. No, I don't think it would be Travis Kelce.
It is a running back.
Running back. God, why am I drawing a blank? Oh, that's right. You know what? Travis Etienne.
Raheem Mostert.
God damn it.
Raheem, 31 years old. Fuck you guys. My knees are fine. Mostert.
My God.
Which running backs lead the league in targets? Who is throwing to the running back at an absurd amount right now?
Oh, that's probably Kyron Williams.
Not in the top 5.
Not in the top 5. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. So is Christian McCaffrey there? That's got to be Christian McCaffrey.
He's 4.
Right?
He's number 4.
Okay.
I lost the light.
You lost the light. I'm trying to think. I can't think of another running back. It's not. Eckler's been injured. Bijan? No.
Bijan Robinson, number 2.
Damn.
Let's get this light down here. We're gonna have some
Yeah.
Halloween.
We're gonna fix the light while I try to think of who the hell the number 1 most pass catchingest running back in the NFL is. I'm trying to think of who else would be it. I mean, it's not. The Vikings don't really throw to the running back a bunch. It wouldn't be James Cook, is it?
It is Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Goodness gracious. I don't follow enough of what he's doing right now because that offense has been such a dumpster fire.
Maybe you should.
I really should. I kind of like this whole like scary story camp vibe you've got going
trying
on
to
over
get-
here.
We went through this last week. We have a lot of plugs over here.
I like it. Can I turn off some of my lights?
We're back.
Well, hold on. I don't want to be back. I don't want to be back now. Hold on. Wait. All right. A little creepy.
Wow.
Little
I liked you
creepy.
better
All right.
before.
All right. All right. We're coming back. We're playing around. We're having fun here. All right. So Josh Jacobs, number 1 in targets in the NFL.
Number
running
2
backs. Number 2, yeah, Bijan.
and number 3,
Oh, God.
Alexander Madison.
That was gonna be. That was
They
my
are
guess for number
throwing
1.
the ball to Alexander Madison a lot.
It's ridiculous. He is scoring points in PPR leagues. It's dumb. I need to buy him, to be honest with you, in one of my competitive leagues. I don't know. It's tough.
He's
tough.
not going anywhere. They're not.
No.
They have no reason to bring anybody else in. They already brought Akers in.
No, hell no. They're
That-
not
this
bringing
is
anyone
it.
else in. That team is like
They're about to
They were-
tank.
they're trying. No, they're trying to tread water to get JJ back. Like that's what they're doing.
I don't believe it's in Kirk Cousins' DNA to intentionally lose games, so I agree. They won't
No.
do that.
Yeah.
All right. 2 segments left.
All right.
This one's quick.
Bring
it's
us
called
on.
The Replacements.
Love it.
Christian McCaffrey's hurt. He will miss a little time. Elijah Mitchell, Jordan Mason, what do you expect?
I personally, I think it's going to be Jordan Mason over Elijah Mitchell. I think they're going to try to protect Mitchell. He's still banged up, and he looked. I mean, he didn't really get anything going when he got the limited work. Jordan Mason has broke off some runs. Honestly, this system is so friendly to running backs. The next game is on Monday night. If McCaffrey doesn't go, which isn't a foregone conclusion, he still
True.
might suit up. I expect it to be more Mason than Mitchell, and I don't know. I think Mason will probably get 15 carries in that offense, and he'll probably put up.
He needs to start then.
Yeah, absolutely. He would
Okay.
need to start. If you picked him up, you need to put him in your lineup.
All right, Jahmyr Gibbs with Monty out.
Yep.
Does Jahmyr Gibbs finish week 7 inside the top 14 running backs?
No, he does not.
Oh man, why not?
Because I look, I don't believe that they have any interest in using him how he should be used. And plus, it's the Ravens. The Ravens have a pretty good defense. And look, I'll give the Lions credit. They are playing one hell of a brand of football right now. But inside the top 14, that would mean he needs to score, and he would have to have some volume. I think they want to stick him around 10 touches a game. And I just don't think you can get it done unless he breaks off. I always give him the caveat. He's got the special talent and the gifts to get it done. But I'm not going to bet on it. I wouldn't say that he is a lock to get into the top 14.
All right, and finally with Deebo Samuel hurt, we don't know the severity yet. He might play, unlikely though. Anytime somebody goes to the locker room and doesn't come back, I assume they're going to miss the next week.
Sure.
Not sure how long, but is it just Brandon Ayuk and Kittle, or does somebody else step in and become playable? We've seen Jawan Jennings do this before. Ray
Yeah.
McLeod is getting touches.
Yeah, playable like
Deep
am I willing-
leagues.
Yeah, deep. Like you're talking like you'd have to start like 12 or 13 players, and it's deep dynasty league. Like sure, I would toss Jawan Jennings. I think what's his name, Ronnie Bell is another weapon I would a flyer at in that offense. But no, I don't. Other than that, like a deep try. No, I'm not throwing anyone out there.
All right, that's it for the replacements.
Love it.
One
Hit me
final
with
segment.
hit me with some dumb fucking rules, Travis.
Here are 4 things, Dustin, about fantasy football that I think are absolutely ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
They are all real, and they
Yep.
affect matchups. They affect who wins the league, and I think it's stupid. A 30-yard field goal
Yep.
should not be the same value as a 39-yard field goal.
They both do score 3 points. I will say
A
that.
40-yard catch is not the same
Yep.
as a 49-yard catch. Why? Because it was 9 yards more.
Yeah.
If you kick a 39-yard field goal, it should be 3.9 points. If you kick a 65-yard field goal, it should be 6.5 points.
That's
Are you
Not
opposed
bad.
to kickers getting credit for every yard?
I
In home leagues where we're going to keep kickers for tradition's sake.
would say you'd have to make it more fun. I guess cuz if you kick a 17 or like a 21-yard field goal or whatever. Like are you only going to get 2 points or is the floor
You should
3
get
points?
2.1.
Okay. So if that's the case, then sure. I mean,
Unless you think it's
Yeah.
a minimum of 3 and then yards beyond that.
I like 3. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd probably have to go with the yards because you're assuming you're not just gonna kick. Yeah, no, I would say just the yards because the 3
Should they get
points-
negative for missing?
I would say no.
Not
I would-
depending on distance, just minus 1 point, you miss the field goal.
I would like to be in a league where you lose a point if you hit the upright. That's what I would
Okay.
like to be in.
Follow that
like it-
closely, Yahoo.
Yeah, if you hit the upright and then it doinks off the second upright, you lose 2 points.
Okay.
That is where I'm at.
Number 2, I wish there was a way to negate the 0.1 negative yards for QB kneels.
I have lost matchups because
It is-
of that.
So stupid. It's not
It
a
is.
rushing attempt. They're protecting, they're running the clock out. Oftentimes they're up
Yep.
30.
Yeah. I think at one point we brought this up. And
This is dumb.
we brought it up, and I think I still remember. Do you know who the number 1 quarterback is over the last 5 years for negative yards for QB kneels?
Tom Brady.
No, it was actually not. It is Russell Wilson.
Oh, wow. Russell's a guy, too, that will, fuck around back there for an extra 3 seconds. Take a
Right.
-4 just to be like, oh, I ran 3 seconds off. Did y'all see that? It's like,
Yep.
you fucking suck.
Yep.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Russell.
you got to watch out. He's dangerous.
-1 for a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then an additional -2 if you lose
Yeah.
the fumble.
Goddamn right. If you lose a fumble,
What?
yeah. Yeah.
If you fumble it and you fall on it, you shouldn't lose points.
I think you should. I think you
For
should.
what?
Because you're not holding on to the ball tight enough. Okay, you lose that ball, boom, point
But
lost.
they didn't lose it.
But he did drop it.
He found it.
No,
He
man.
lost it.
You shouldn't
then
have to
he
find
found it.
something you never lost. You shouldn't have to find something because you didn't lose it.
So you
No.
have no issue if somebody fumbles a ball out of bounds that they
Yeah.
lose they lose a point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for making the game different.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm all for. If you drop that ball, you should have to walk around the facility with it tucked up in your arm for the whole day. Okay.
Will
And
you
my-
compromise? If
What's the
you're okay
compromise?
with them losing a point for the fumble, should
Okay.
it just be 1 more for a lost fumble?
Yeah.
You're
I think-
tripling the damage.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't you shouldn't lose a point for the fumble and then lose 2 more
Right.
because the other team recovered. I think losing 1 for fumbling it, just outright, and then losing another point because you lost the fumble. I'm all for as long as the whole league is into it, I don't fucking care.
Okay.
But I've been in leagues where it's like fumble yardage. You know, like
Oh my
if you
God.
if you lose a fumble, but then your team recovers it and they've lost 15 yards, that player loses 15 yards. Like,
Jesus. Sounds like a fun league.
yeah. It is-
Number 4, inverse order of standings determines waivers. Fab is the only way to go.
I actually see it. Let me just be on the record saying I prefer Fab. That's
Right.
the
I
true,
get the strategy of it. I don't want to
Yeah.
use my waiver on this guy. He may not be worth it.
right.
Sure.
right. And then I like holding a waiver position. So like if you have that number 1 waiver position, you can just hold it week over week over week. I
Until you
would do
really
that.
want someone.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a strategy to that, but I prefer Fab. Fab is equal. Fab is the ultimate indicator of strategy, in my opinion. Tells me that you're paying attention.
Tell the listeners what FAB stands for.
It is a free agent acquisition budget. So you have a certain amount of money, fake money,
Usually 100.
$150, $300. You know, we play in one where it's stupid. It's like $10,000.
Yes,
like
but your standard home leagues, for those that
Yeah.
play with the waivers,
Right.
recommend FAB. Everybody starts with a $100 budget,
right,
and you bid on the
then-
guys that you want. It makes it a lot of fun, and it also evens the playing field every single week, every day.
Absolutely,
It's fun.
absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
That's all I have for Week 6 recap and Week 7 intros.
yeah.
You won't see my face again this week.
You know what? You might see mine. I don't really have anything going on Thursday, so I may screw around and put together a fun show because
I like it.
You know what? I've got a toddler that's starting daycare this week. So,
Time is flying.
I shouldn't say toddler. She's not a toddler. She's
You
like
just
2
had
months
that
old.
baby.
Yeah, she's not a toddler. What's
That's
wrong with me?
quick.
Yeah, no, she's a newborn.
She's walking
Newborn.
into daycare on her own. Wow.
Yep. I just roll her out there. Good luck.
2.5 months.
Yeah, I
Wow.
make sure someone's out there when I throw her out of the car. But it's just like someone's going to. She's still in the car seat when I throw her out of the car, guys. Like she's not just a baby rolling on the street. I'm not a freaking monster.
FDA
God.
approved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've seen crash tests. She's fine. She's safe. Thank you,
All
Gerber.
right.
Oh man. We are Losing Sucks. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Losing Sucks. And you can find me on Twitter as well at DustinBLNTN. Until next time, we're
Good
Losing
show.
Sucks. Losing Sucks. Don't do it.